Hi everybody, it's Elizabeth Houlihan and Angie Jockett coming to you from a very loud Starbucks. And
it is loud. Hopefully you can hear us.
We're hoping that you can. We were kind of talking about what we're doing to get ready for the holidays, because the holidays are right around the corner. Black Friday's in just a few days.
Yes,
and
exciting.
I have a very long to-do list for the holidays when I get home, and so we started talking, okay, so what do we do to get ready for it work right now?
Yeah. Well, and right now is, you know, I say you're surrounded around a ton of people right now. I mean, you are out holiday shopping, you are at family get-togethers. This is not the time to not talk about your business. This is the time to talk about your business. So what you could do is at your holiday get-togethers, pull out a bottle of Fat Fighters and put it in the middle of the table. Mix up a greens in a water so it's green, and they ask you, what is that? You could answer the phone and say, oh my gosh, what just happened? She lost a pant size? You could do something like that just to stir up some curiosity, and then people are going to be like, what are you talking about? So those are just a couple ideas that I have. What do you have? What kind of ideas do you have?
I think that it's really important to let people touch and feel the product. So I plan on taking some of my Stretch Mark moisturizer with me to Thanksgiving Day and some cellophane.
Oh, good.
And I'm going to do some hand and foot treatments on my aunts and some of my cousins. And I'll take some facials if there's any girls who want to do facials.
That's awesome.
You know, but I'm going to be doing it for me because we don't do Christmas presents with extended family. For me, it's going to be me pouring into them and exposing the product and then following up with them.
Which is another great idea. Why not give the gift of health to your family?
Absolutely.
Why not buy a jar of greens or a box of greens and give it to one of your family members or all of your family members, or a wrap or a facial? I mean, health is key. You know, you can't live without having good health. So why not wrap up your products and give them away as Christmas gifts?
You know, one of the challenges that I remember feeling last year, because last year was my first holiday season in the business, is that, you know, some of the people I had already talked to about trying the product or using the product, you know how sometimes family is the most supportive.
Yeah.
Not.
Right. Not.
You know, sometimes the family goes, oh, you
Yes.
know, here comes that crazy family member, all at work stuff, and we've never, ever had that happen.
Never.
To us. Never. Had, so.
That's funny.
But anyway, how do you get through that? What are the things, how do you get through that challenge, Angie? Because you've been through this season a few more times than I have.
Well, I'll be honest, I don't ever push anything on people. I mean, they are very aware of what I do. I make it very aware to them. And I just, you know, I plant seeds by things that I say. You know, like, I haven't been sick in 3 years. Thankful to the greens and vitamins. Isaiah, my son, you know, he has had maybe 2 small colds in the last 3 years. Those are just things that I would throw out there. I don't ever pressure anybody. I don't, you know, force them. I don't want them to be like, oh no, here comes that crazy Angie. You know, I don't want them to be that way. So I just throw out little pieces of things that how the products have helped with me, and then they want to know more. So I don't ever, you know, pressure or keep talking about it. I just don't do that. Now, some people might, and you're probably going to get some resistance from people. But you know, I just I planted little seeds, you know, in their ears, and when they were ready, then they were ready, and they came to me.
You know, I can remember there were also times when I was in another network marketing company that I didn't follow that, and that I really, what we would say was, you would throw up information.
Throw up at them. Yeah.
And so there's a natural tendency to do that when you're around people. So it's almost as if you want them to ask you what you do.
Yes.
Or how have you been for the past year? And sometimes it's us saying that first, like saying to, you know, Aunt Jean or Uncle Bob, how are you doing? How have you been? You know, what's happening in your life? How are your kids doing?
Absolutely.
You know, and then they'll say back to you, well, what have you been up to? And instead of going like, it works.
Right.
You have to say, well, I just started business.
And
don't say anything else.
Don't say anything after that. Say, well, I actually just started a really fun business where I get to promote a healthy lifestyle. You could say something like that, and then zip it. And then their next question is going to be, well, what kind of healthy lifestyle? What are you talking about? And that's when you get to open up and share what you have your hands on. So those are a couple different things. Don't ever puke up on people, because they will be resistant. They won't, you shoving your products down their face and their mouth, they're not going to want to do it. So you just share how it's helped you, and maybe some testimonies of other people. And then, like Elizabeth said, get them to ask you what you do, or, what's been going on in your life. And then that allows you the opportunity to tell them what you've been doing.
If you are really good at asking questions, it's always great to ask them how their health has been, because, maybe Aunt Jean and Uncle Bob, one of them is a diabetic, or maybe one of them found out that they had high cholesterol, and so it's always great to be able to collect that information and stick that in your pocket, so that when the time is right, you've got that mental note to know that they are dealing with some health issues, and when they're open to hear about your product, then you know exactly what to talk to them about.
Absolutely. And maybe not at the party, maybe the time might not be at the party for you to talk about them. Maybe you could say, well, Aunt Susie, let's get together next week, and I will show you how I can help you, and I'll bring some samples for you to try too.
Perfect.
So
have a great holiday season, guys, and we hope that you will write your to-do list and do your to-do list. So
absolutely.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.